Really? That's how we lose? Golly. You know what sucks is like you won. You know, you get that when Jordan got the rebound there at the end, he's got it in his hands, it's over. And then it's not. And part of that, you know, Rick Barnes is going to get a lot of crap for this, and I think this was stupid on his part. I'm not, now, to preface this, I'm not one of the many Longhorns fans who are already posting things on Facebook and Twitter about the Rick Barnes era is over and they need to fire him. I'm not one of those guys. I don't think that's the case. That being said, when he called the timeout, when he called that timeout, when we got the rebound, I was like, that's stupid. Like, why? There's 14 seconds left. Jordan Hamilton's got the ball. I know that we're trying to get the ball to Jacobin because he's the hot hand. He was a beast today. He's what kept us in this game and pretty much almost won this game for us. But Jordan Hamilton, I know that the Longhorns, most of them suck at free throws, but Jordan Hamilton's not one of them. And we're up by 2. It's not like we need to make them both in the sense that we're down. Like, we're up by 2. Calls it trying to be safe. And it's just, and I know, look, when I say this, like a lot of people who hate the Longhorns are going to be like, you know, oh, it's, y'all just think everything happens to y'all, but, you know, oh, woe is me, y'all have so much success, and y'all just focus on the negative, but it just feels like, man, it feels like as a fan of Longhorns in football and in basketball, when the Horns lose a game like this, it always seems like it's something like this, just some weird thing happening, but, and going back to it, though, with Corey Joseph and the guys who watched the game, you know, it was the 5-second call. What happened was, because was it an early call? I think it was early. That being said, that's not the only reason we lost. But when I say it's an early call, I don't mean that it was wrong. What it is, and I didn't know this rule. I just learned this rule is that after 4 seconds have been counted, you can't call a timeout. I didn't know that, and apparently Corey Joseph didn't know that either. And you know, he's a freshman. I don't blame him because he did make the timeout before the 5-second call, but that doesn't count. But that being said, you're still up by 2 points. Like I'm not putting that on this whole play. The whole play. That's what stings about it is that this thing was over and Texas had it. But what I put it on is that we still had a possession on defense to stop them. And I was wrong in my pregame. I didn't. Now to talk about that pregame thing with me saying Arizona sucks. And you guys need to lay off the Power Rangers. I messaged Power Rangers before the game, said, hey, dude, we need to make a trash talking video about each other before the game. So don't rip on him. And guys, I wasn't being serious when I was making fun of him as well. But in there, I talked about Derek Williams, and I said that if you shut Derek Williams down, you shut down Arizona. That wasn't the case today. Because, you know, Derek, he came alive there in the end, but really in the first half, he didn't do much. And he was struggling from the free throw line. But, I mean, Arizona, they couldn't hit anything against in the Memphis game. I don't remember if they could or not. But they had, I don't know, like 3 or 4 guys for them had like career days today from outside and just shooting the ball in general. And that's what got them the big lead. But Texas, props to our guys for fighting back. But what killed us, going back to what I was saying, the reason this is really Texas' fault is on that defensive possession. When Derek Williams gets the ball that low, when you let him get the ball that deep in the post, you either foul him hard where he cannot get the shot up, or you let him have the bucket. Because at that point in the time, you cannot give up an and one. That's a 3 and an and one are the last things you can give up at that point, and that's what we did. And then a lot of that there at the end, Gary wanted to foul, Jacobin wanted to foul. You know, you don't get that call, and I'm not saying that like that Texans call. No, at the end of a game in basketball like this, they're not going to give you that call. They're going to make you work for it. It's got to be flagrant, and it was so close to the buzzer. They're not going to call that foul. So Arizona, congratulations. I mean, it was a great one. It was an awesome game. The Wildcats dominated the game for the most part. Horns, I'm proud of the guys for sticking around most of the time and getting the lead and pretty much getting the W. But and the thing about Rick, you know, to talk about what Rick did today, I thought that Rick made a great. He noticed that Jacobin Brown was having a career day today. Jacobin was insane there in the second half, and Jordan Hamilton struggled all game. He didn't do much. He wasn't much of a factor. Tristan wasn't much of an offensive factor today. Gary had some shots in the first part of the half. It was Jacobin Brown in the second half. And so what he did on a defense possession when it was time stoppage, put Doge Balbay in there for defense. We get a time stoppage and we're on offense, subbing Jacobin Brown. He kept subbing those guys back and forth. Doge is a better defender, and Jacobin is a much better offensive player. And that worked for us. And that's what really got us the ahead there at the end. And then we had a great defensive possession, got the rebound, but then he called a timeout there. I think that is going to hurt him for a while. Also, the crying Longhorn girl at the end. Sorry, I don't know who she is, but you're now going to be in the lore of all the crying Longhorns fans. There's one from football. It's most of them from football. They usually have girls crying. But we're Texas. That's going to be a new one. So looking forward to that, guys. It sucks, man. Like we didn't go out to we went out to a good team. Arizona is a 5 seed. We're a 4 seed. They won the Pac-10. Even though the Pac-10 was down this year, they're still Pac-10 champs. Good ball game. Went down, but man, going on round of 32 is so Bush League, and it's like, this team was so good this year, and then you're out in the second round. But you know what? It sucks right now, and it's going to suck forever when I think about this. But that's what makes it the tournament. That's what makes March Madness great. It sucks because it's your team. But, if I was watching that game, having no opinion about it whatsoever, I would have had a great time. And would have been like, oh, that's crazy, Texas stuff. But, as a fan of the Horns, as a student at the University of Texas, my senior year, it sucks. It sucks. So proud of the guys, though, this season. Even though we only went one round more than last year, it was still a much better season than last year in a way more respectable way. At least knocking out a more respectable team this year in Arizona. So Cats are going to have a hard time with Duke. I was really looking forward to see how the Horns could match up with the Blue Devils. They had a hard one there against Michigan. They pulled it out, though. So it sucks, guys. It really does. And it's been a tough sports year. As y'all know, football was complete garbage this year. Basketball, though, with the Horns this year was really good. Struggled there at the end, but we were all right. But then this one, it ended on this kind of a note. And then, the Mavericks, man, I don't know. The Mavericks still have a really good season, and the season's not over yet. But man, right now they're not playing great. I'm hoping they can get something together. And it's going to be hard for them to pull off an NBA championship. I hope they do it. It'll shock the world and everybody. But I hope they can do it. I'm not saying that I need a championship. I just need a team that's in there in the end. Getting there close to the end. Because baseball season's coming up, and I think the Rangers and the Longhorns both are going to have a good chance in baseball. But baseball's so long, and I love baseball. It's just not the same as basketball and football. So, hey, for the last time for Texas basketball in 2011, hook 'em horns, Texas fight. Congratulations, Arizona. Congratulations, Power Rangers, and good luck against Duke. That should be a good game as well. See you guys later. Hook 'em.